Hello, everyone, and welcome to the J and K Show. I am your host, J. Rob, and I'm joined alongside by my partner in crime and my co-host, K. What's good, K?
Yo, 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 what's good, my friend? How you doing, man?
I'm doing very well. Why?
Yeah.
Because we have a very special guest joining us today. She is a very, very talented actress. She is starring in the new movie Albany Road. It's due out in theaters. She's also a star and series regular on Showtime's The Chi, and so much more. I can't even name everything that she has done in her career, but she has done so much. We are joined by the very talented actress, Miss Lynn Whitfield. Welcome to the
Woo!
J&K Show, Lynn.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for having me.
Listen, it's our pleasure for having you on the show. I mean, you have been doing so many great things in your career, so it's a pleasure for us to get to talk to you today. I mean, like I said before, you have Albany Road due in theaters, like I said, Friday, November 15th. You're doing
Yes.
Showtime's The Chi and so much more. And I kind of want to just take it back a little bit to find out how you got to where you are today in your illustrious career. Okay? Is that okay with you?
Of course. Of
Absolutely.
course. I mean, I'm here to share. We're
All
sharing.
right. Open to
Yes.
share. So now, is it correct that you were born in Baton Rouge, Louisiana?
That is correct.
So how was it like growing up in Baton Rouge, Louisiana as a young girl being born and raised? How was that like?
Well, it was really great because, contrary to what people think of the South sometimes, it was Black people were together. We were with each other. And so all of the big important people I knew were Black.
Mm.
My grandfather was a old country doctor, a general practitioner. My dad was a dentist, you know. My mom was glamorous and really, responsible in the community and things like that. So it was actually more insulated and protected than you would think
Mm,
Baton Rouge would be. And
mhm,
then there was all of the middle class trappings, the upper middle class Black trappings of
mhm.
Jack and Jill and the Links and the
Wow.
AKAs and the Omegas and the Boulets and all that in my family because I'm a third generation Howard graduate.
I was always curious about this. Like, at what age, obviously, you're an amazing actress, so talented, but at what age, growing up as a little girl, did you realize that acting is something that you wanted to do?
Five.
Five.
I'm
Okay.
very clear.
Yeah.
Yes. So at first I wanted to be a ballerina.
Oh, okay. It's cool.
You know, it was like variety shows that we saw.
Mm,
We saw the Ed Sullivan show, the Merv Griffin show. We saw shows where they would have a variety of talents, right?
hmm
Singers, dancers, and band leaders, and all of that. And I wanted to be a ballerina. But in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, at that time, in order to study ballet, I had to study with Mrs. Fuchs. She was a great teacher. So I had private classes with her all by myself, and she was like, "Okay, first position," and the
hmm
cane and the stick, and and all very strict, and it was too much for me. So I think I quickly switched over to, uh, okay, I'll take the emotional pain and not the physical. Let me just make people laugh and cry and
It's
stuff.
Uh,
easier, right? A lot easier to do.
I don't know about the arabesque and the releve, and it's too
yeah.
much. So at five, I decided, and I would watch the $1 Million Movie with my grandmother. She would sneak me up into the TV room and let me watch. And I got to see all these amazing actresses making people feel things and entertaining people. And I remember looking at her and saying, um, Grandmother Stell, that's what I called her. Grandmother
Mhm,
Stell. When I grow up, I want to do what they're doing. This
mhm,
is what I want to do. And I remember clearly that I didn't feel that she believed me. And she said something condescending like, "Oh, baby, that's nice."
Mm.
And I, even as a little girl,
You could
I
feel it.
couldn't believe me, but I'm gonna show her. I was kind of like Eloise at the plaza.
Right.
I was a little precocious. I wish I still had that. I wish I was still that precocious and clear that nobody could stump on my vision. But yeah, I knew she didn't believe me, but
Mm.
I never lost the passion for it. So
After Howard, I think you went to the Black Repertory Theater Company. And
yeah, I
so
was simultaneously studying at Howard and being in the workshop of the DC Black Repertory Company.
got great alumni. Number of folks came through that system. I know that was kind of the company was in different cities. Can you talk a little bit about your experience and coming from such an esteemed, theater company and how that kind of helped you in your career, at least starting off, though?
Well, what was exciting about the DC Black Repertory Company is that it was during a time of great uh, African American, a renaissance, a cultural renaissance was going on in Washington, DC at that
Right.
time. I was coming in on the heels of great musical representation like Donny Hathaway, who came
Yep.
to the Howard University music program, and Roberta Flack, who came through
Right.
that program, and Mr. Henry's that have had really important live performances for world-class artists, right? There was the Cobra movement in painting that was upstairs for me in the drama department, which was I don't know how to describe it, but it was
Mm.
kind of like a kind of abstraction of pointillism and color and all of that,
Right.
expressing us and our energy and sensibility of what was going on then. And then there was experimental Black theater that was going on, which we at the Rep were doing a lot of under the guidance of Robert Hooks and Van
Right.
Whitfield.
Mm.
So it was just really exciting. And we had our own universe going on.
Most of the accolades that you have gotten in your career, I think one of your major roles was obviously getting the role in the Josephine Baker story, which was an amazing movie. You did a fantastic job. How did that whole process go in terms of you getting the role of playing Josephine, and what kind of impact do you think the Josephine Baker story has had on your career?
It was a great honor to be chosen over so many people over a 7 month long audition process.
Mm-hmm.
They auditioned in Los Angeles and New York and London. Everybody who could walk and rub their stomach at the same time, who had done the biggest and the best things and almost nothing. Everybody wanted to have a shot at Josephine Baker. So to actually be chosen after a long period of time, first I was resentful that it took so long, and then I was grateful that the honor that I was chosen to do it. So that was amazing. And then the result of it was a Golden Globe nomination, an
You got
Emmy.
robbed. You should have won.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna put out there. You may not
The
want to say
Golden
it. I'll
Globe.
say it for you.
I
You
mean,
should have
I'm
won.
not being braggadocious, but nobody even remembers who was up against me and what they won for, or what that project was. I really felt,
Absolutely.
but the late great Lou Gossett did win a Golden Globe for
Mm-hmm.
his performance in Josephine Baker. We still got representation at the Golden Globes. So Josephine Baker was a great opportunity for me and catapulted me into a place of respect that I try to earn and maintain every day.
When I think of you, Lynn, I think of how being in this industry and how you've been able to keep the stickiness, to stay relevant, to where here today, gone tomorrow, but you continue to be present and be available, and we're all looking up to you and all looking for you. It's kind of one of those things where you see that you're part of a project. I don't need to see the preview. I don't need to see the bylines or anything. I'm going to tune in and take a look at it.
Aw.
In this industry where so many are in and out and off on to the next, what's the staying power? In addition to, obviously you're great at your craft, but I feel like there's something else there, right? What is that? What's been the thing for you to stay and be relevant?
I don't know if I can answer that accurately. I can tell you that I still love storytelling. I still kind of love it. I still get excited by it. And I don't know if me keeping it's like still something I really enjoy doing. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. It just could be God's blessings upon me. But I love the challenge of bringing a character relevance
Mm,
and making them full and filling out you know, the how they have you watercolor or paint within the line.
right.
Or do the watercolors on those characters and maybe go out the line a little bit and blur the lines a little bit, but I still love telling the stories, and I want to do work that's memorable and not disposable.
It shows. The passion that you have for it absolutely shows. And forgive us for just fawning over you during this, but you really, I mean, at this point, you really are an institution and do an amazing job. And I think that's part of where, if I can dare have an opinion on what may be a contributor to this, it is a part of that, and it is that passion that you alluded to. Absolutely, it's great. It's great to see. It comes through.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And we love so much of your work. I've loved so many of your roles. And I've also hated some of your roles. I've loved you in some movies and I've hated you in some movies. And okay, the scariest movies.
That's good. That's healthy.
Yes,
Well, it's
that
very
is
healthy. But Lynn, I will tell you, you were in one of the two scariest movies that I've seen of all time.
Okay.
One of them was Unfaithful with Diane Lane. She Unfaithful with Diane Lane. Richard
Love
Gere
that
played
film.
the husband, remember?
Of course you
I
do.
love that.
I want to make sure. Good. And he did everything he could right for that woman, and she cheated on him left and right. It was one of the scariest movies I ever seen. And the second was your movie, A Thin Line Between Love and Hate. Oh, how I hated you in that movie, Lynn. Oh, how I hated you. I'm still not in a relationship because of you.
Oh no.
No, he's not in a relationship because of him.
Because of me, too.
Don't blame him for that.
I'm just saying. You had a little bit to do with it, Lynn. I'm just saying.
All him.
You did a
Listen,
Yeah.
you can't let dramas and even disappointments stop you from being open to what God may have for you.
Mm.
Wow.
I tell Kay that all the time. You don't listen to me though. But I'm just saying, it is what it is. Life is what it is.
No one listens to Jay, so it's not just me. None of us listen to him. You'll see if you.
Well, thank you very much for that message, Lynn. I will definitely keep that to heart. I will keep that to heart.
Well, it's all an exercise.
It is.
I have to talk to myself the same way.
Mm. Yeah, well, finding the right woman, I'm sure finding the right man is tough for all of us, but sometimes they got some crazy women out there and they got some crazy men out there, so it's all tough in the whole love game.
I've watched way too much Dateline and all of that.
It's my favorite show, Lynn. Dateline, 48 Hours, Snapped. That's my favorite. I watch it every Friday night, Dateline.
That y'all need to stop. You and Lynn need to stop that. all it does is just skew and poison the mind, and you get suspicious of
Absolutely.
everyone.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Well, it's all good. Lynn, you and I will continue to watch our Dateline. We ain't gonna listen to this. Anyway, I wanna talk about your brand new movie. It's called Albany Road. It's due out Friday, November 15th, tomorrow in theaters. I want you to speak to our viewers and tell us what the movie is all about and the character that you play.
The movie is a dramedy, a drama comedy. There's
Mhm.
all of it for everyone. It's all there, all the emotions. And it's about a very ambitious ad executive who is headed to Washington, D.C. to give one of the most important pitches of her career. There's a snowstorm, and
Mm.
she cannot get there by flight. So she has to rent a car. And the only problem with renting a car is that there's only one car left. And the other person vying for the car is the mother of her ex-fiance, the
Oh,
mother that was involved in severing their relationship. It's a movie that I think is great for the holidays,
Mhm.
great for a time like this, because we're in pretty serious times right now. Um,
Mhm.
to actually go and have the communal experience of enjoying a movie that is not about any external pressures or limitations, you know? It's
Yeah.
right.
just people who are Black people who are, you know, complex, who have dreams, who make choices and have to live with the consequences of those choices.
Amen.
And
Preach. Right.
people who are like reaching for, you know, wholeness, and all with a laugh and sometimes a tear. So it's
Mhm.
really fun.
I am hearing some Oscar buzz, if you will. Was this role um, written with you in mind? Did the Swansons do this with you in mind, or is this something that you came in toward the force and just owned this character, or was it, as I said, something written on paper with Lynn Whitfield in mind to do this role?
I think the character was really written on paper before I ever came into it. I wasn't the first choice for this
Wow.
project, because she's very different from women I've played in the past. But through happenstance, circumstance, you know, and so much happens, you know, to getting a film together, people getting other projects. So finally, I was reached out to see about interest in it, and I was interested. And when I spoke to
Mm,
Christine Swanson, who's a wonderful actress, not actress, writer and
right.
director, I realized that she really had a vision and
Mm,
that she was secure within her artistry, and that we could collaborate comfortably, you know, which was
Mhm.
great for me that I could take chances to build a character I'd never done before.
love it.
But what was it specifically about the opportunity that drew you to play Paula? I mean, I was watching some of the clips of the movie, and she's so funny, she's so real. Like I'm very real. Like I love that it's funny and just very emotional character, but at the same time, I love how she just keeps it real. So I guess I was just curious about what was it specifically when you read the role about Paul that you said, I gotta actually take on this project.
The arc of the character was really interesting.
Mm,
Um, like where she started and where she ends up, and then all the dots in between. That I found it very interesting to have the opportunity to play a woman and navigate the course of that arc. So
mm,
like that, I love the writing, that it was hilarious
mhm,
and then poignant and dramatic too. I loved that about the film. And then from those elements, I just decided to take the adventure because my conversation with the director was so good. And I felt like we could make magic together. I
Yeah,
felt like it would be so yeah, you know.
Mission accomplished.
absolutely.
Well, I
Definitely.
don't know. You have to see the film first and then you decide.
Yeah. Well, I could tell you one thing.
You
I've
can't
seen lots of.
decide on clips. You
Oh
have to
yeah.
see
Oh
the
yeah.
whole movie.
Oh no.
Tell him. Tell him.
I know. I'm already halfway through the trailer. I'm already halfway through the trailer. I've seen lots of the scenes, and it's great so far. I'm gonna finish up the rest of it.
Tell
However,
him, Lynn.
I
Tell
will-
him, Lynn.
But
Lynn,
go
tell
to an
him.
AMC theater.
Thank you,
Oh
Lynn.
yeah.
Here's the
Okay.
thing.
Oh,
It's
I
a
will
Tell-
be.
Lynn, tell
All right.
him.
I will be there, Lynn.
Because Jay will bootleg some
Listen,
shit.
no,
Oh,
no, no,
excuse
no,
me.
no, no.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I will.
Jay.
No. When Lynn is in it, I'm going to see
Jay,
the whole
Jay.
movie, and I'm paying for it, and I'm supporting Albany Road, Christine,
Yeah,
the whole crew,
All right.
and Lynn for sure.
because it's not even just not to bootleg and not to
Yeah.
just see it for free. It's one of those movies that everybody can go to together.
Yeah.
Like you all could go to the movie. It's an AMC theater. You can sit back, have a cocktail, have your popcorn, and really be nurtured by something and entertained. And even though you may not know the rest of the audience and you just go with this, it's such a communal experience.
Yeah.
People love laughing together and crying
Yes.
together. You know, sometimes people are speaking out, but you definitely, it's palpable what you as an audience are feeling as the movie is unfolding.
I think it's great. And Jay can maybe go on one of his 50-50 dates because he ain't
Well,
paying for her.
movie with this guy, Lynn.
No,
That's not my movie partner.
Jay's not paying. He's only paying for himself. So this is a great 50-50 date. He can go on and see this film. So
Well,
Now I know you all like each other, but I guess this is part of the nature of your relationship.
yes, I love this brother, but yes, yeah, it is a part of our relationship.
Listen,
You feel like he has some growing to do?
don't listen to him, Lynn.
Literally and
Well,
figuratively.
I'm sure that I'm sure that you're happily booed up over there and that you are well advanced you sound like you have it all together.
I'm not booed up, Lynn, because of a thin line between love and hate, and I'm not going to blame you for that anymore. But I'm just saying, I'm still looking for her.
No, I was speaking to your partner.
Oh,
Thank
He
you.
seems to have a very
Thank you. She was talking to me. Yeah,
he's a great guy.
We are absolutely awesome. That's my guy. But just be mindful of him. He's a great guy. But watch him though. keep your eye on him, Lynn, please.
And Lynn, let me ask you something. Why do you think that it's resonating? Because I know Albany Road has won so many film festival awards, and you won, I think, the best actress in the Detroit Film Festival. Why do you?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Congratulations for that. And
Thank
we were
you.
talking about
Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
very, very welcome. So why do you think Albany Road is resonating so much and getting accolades already? Why do you think it's resonating so much with the viewers?
I think, well, because it's so well done,
Mm.
because people enjoy laughing with and crying for, because everyone makes choices. That's relatable. And everyone has consequence to every choice. There's consequence. That's relatable. And a reminder that life is not to be lived in fear is relatable. And family getting together and knowing each other pretty well. And, you know, like you all are together. You all know each other. You laugh together. You know the flaws, you know the shortcomings, and you still like each other. So there's a lot of that. it's just very relatable people. And I think people like it because we're not talking about any external forces that are against these people. It's not about racism. It's not about anything other than me, myself, and I. This
I
is what
love
I
it.
chose. This is how my life is going. This is what I want. This is my family. These are my friends. And
Right.
we're all reaching for a better life, you know?
Yeah.
Hmm.
To find
Absolutely.
joy, to find love, to find resolve, to find courage, and all through a good laugh and a good cry.
Thank you so much, Lynn, for joining us. And, we will be back and we will get you back on the show again. And it's been great. Albany Road is due out in theaters Friday, November 15th.
Yes, and
Everybody,
selected AMC theaters.
thank you so much. Take care, man.
Bye.